Some of you may be thinking that Swamiji, we are doing Shanti Patha and all this is happening. Now we have to think this way. If we were not doing Shanti Patha, what would have happened? That's how we have to think. That is a bhakta's way of saying. Like somebody told Swamiji, Puja Swamiji, Swamiji, my mother-in-law is attending your classes for 20 years. Still she is shouting and all. Swami said, imagine she was not attending. That's how we have to think. See, we are able to smile in spite of there are so many challenges. Still we can smile, that is because of Shanti Patha. That's how we see. सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः। नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्भक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु भक्तारम्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ यः छन्दसा वृषभो विश्वरूपः छन्दोभ्योऽध्यवृतात् सम्बभूव समेन्द्रो मेधया स्पृणोतु अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयासं शरीरं मे विचर्षणं जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्यां भूरिविश्रुवं ब्रह्मणः कोशोऽसि मेधया पिहितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ अहं वृक्षस्य रेरिव कीर्तिः पृष्ठं गिरेरिव ऊर्ध्वपवित्रो वाजिनीव स्वमृतमस्मि द्रविणं सवर्चसं सुमेधा अमृतोक्षितः इति त्रिशङ्कोर्वेदानुवचनम्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ वाङ् मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम् आविराविर्महेधि वेदस्य महाणीः स्तः श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासीः अनेनाधिहोरात्रां वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारमवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. So now we have entered into the seventh Shanti mantra, and this Shanti mantra belongs to Rig Veda. We find it in Aitareyopanishad, and this Shanti mantra also specific Shanti mantra. It is in the context of the Vidya Prapti, the context of the pursuit of knowledge. And the first part of this Shanti mantra is the prayer for the harmony between words and speech, words and the mind, words and thought, the organ of speech and the mind. And that is said here, Vang me manasi pratishtita bhavatu. Me vak, let my speech, pratishtita, be established, be in harmony with manasi, the mind. Let my organ of speech be established, be connected with manasi, the mind. Means, whatever I speak, I mean it. And mano me vachi pratishthitam. Let my mind be established, means be connected in harmony with vachi, the organ of speech. So let my organ of speech be in harmony with the mind, and let my mind be in harmony with organ of speech. In other words, whatever I speak, I mean it. And whatever I mean, that alone I speak. Means, when I say Vang me manasi pratishtita, means whatever promise I give, my mind is there behind. My intention is there, and my intention of doing something alone is getting expressed in the form of this speech, words. So when I say I will come 7 o'clock, in my mind also I mean I will go there 7 o'clock. Nowadays, this is very common thing. You must have heard, Swamiji, if you want to start the program at 6, we have to say 5:30. Why? Then only people will come at 6 o'clock. I don't agree with that. I said we will write 6 and we'll start at 6. Let people come late. It is risky. I mean, you have to take a chance, but I believe that we should create the credibility of our words. I generally tell this, see, if you don't respect your own words, how do you expect others to respect your words? You yourself don't have respect for your words. So respect your words. Let your vak be in harmony with the mind. In your mind it is there that you want to do this, then only you speak. Therefore, mano me vachi pratishthitam. So let the mind be there behind every word spoken. Means let there be alertness with your speech. Mano me vachi pratishthitam means let there be mind behind the words. Many times people say, Swamiji, I said like this, but I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Many times you have to say, sorry, I didn't mean it. It means your mind was not there behind the speech. You spoke mechanically. Oh, I told, but I didn't mean it. So many times people say that, and afterwards they say, I didn't mean it. That is the split personality. There is no harmony between your organ of speech and the mind. The speaker I and thinker I, there is no harmony. This integrity of the person, integration of the person is not there. There is a gap between the speaker and the thinker. And such a person who has got the gap between the speaking and the thinking, that person is a weak person. And Vedanta is meant for those who are having inner strength. You keep your words, at least have the intention for that. Many times people ask Swamiji, will you be able to come? Then I say that it is difficult, I have some engagement, but I will try. But when I say I will try, generally what they think, I will not come. But I really mean I will try. And sometimes after saying I will try, I have gone also. But people will not accept that. People will think that I will try is a way of saying what? No. Another thing, people have this habit. He said 1 second. You are calling somebody, he said 1 second. He comes after 10 minutes, 5 minutes. So why are you using 1 second? You said 3 minutes. I said 2 minutes, 3 minutes. But when I said 2 minutes, people think 5 minutes only, 10 minutes. Because that's what people have understood. They have got this scale something. I said you call me after 2 minutes. So people think 2 minutes means after 10 minutes we should call. I said I was waiting for you 2 minutes. I mean 2 minutes. I know what 2 minutes are. But nowadays, people don't value their own words. And another thing in India is, if you are given some work and the person, yes, sure, I will do it. And afterward, they don't do work and they don't send message also that they were not done. So now we are stuck whether to ask somebody else or not. Because that person has not even said no and he is not even sending message. You should have courage to say that I had promised but I could not do it. Very few people have that courage. You can simply say, yes, I forgot. People can't say that I forgot. Therefore, they will create some, excuse, some stories they create. And generally they will be caught. As a sadhaka, that should stop. The path to Paramatma is laid with Satyam. And therefore, follow this value of Satyam. It is not that 100% we will be able to follow, sometimes because of lack of alertness, sometimes, too much pressure of situation. You may have sometimes situation where you feel the pressure to violate. But that should be very, very, very rare. And you pray to Bhagavan that let it not happen. And in fact, initially sadhaka should give some prashittam for that. If any telling a lie, you do some, every lie you give 100 rupees donation to some temple or some ashrama, whatever. Ashram will become rich. Do that. It is required. Or at least now, Swamiji, money, you don't ask me any about money, Swamiji. Okay, do japa. For every telling a lie, you just do 108 mala. Satyameva jayate, satyameva jayate, satyameva jayate. If you want to be truthful, no, Swamiji, some people, Swamiji, in Kali Yuga, truthful doesn't work. Truthfulness doesn't work. Then I have nothing to say. But I tell you, Vedanta will bless you only if you have got commitment to truthfulness. Commitment. 100% following is very, very difficult. Even Yudhishthira had a problem. Yudhishthira is a Dharma Raja. He had some issue. So, it is not that you will be able to follow 100%, but your value should be for 100%. I am ready to sacrifice anything for keeping my words. Yes, sometimes you may forget, what can you do? But you have really forgotten, you are saying. Not that forgetting, you remember, but you cannot say you remember and you did not want to do. So what you say, I forgot. That is a lie. So let there be harmony between the speech and thought. If you think that you will not be able to do something, don't give promise. Some people, they like to always look good to others. And therefore they keep on giving promises. And he said it will be done. Anybody said done. And then done, done, nothing done. So that type of thing. And so you lose your credibility. You do not know what a great loss you have. You lose credibility. Therefore, I keep telling people that, you please maintain your credibility. But people they think that anyway, that's how everybody is. You get satisfaction from that. So here a strong prayer that let there be harmony between the speech and the mind. Thinking eye and speaking eye, there is harmony. If that harmony is not there, it will become a big obstacle in the pursuit. Because whole pursuit is of Satyam. The whole pursuit is of truth. And your commitment to untruth. You think that truthfulness doesn't work, untruth only works. And therefore what? Your commitment is untruth and you want to know the truth. It will not work. Therefore, Vang me manasi pratisthita, mano me vachi pratishthitam. Let there be harmony between the two. Alright. Then second is Avihi, Avi me edhi. Second prayer is prayer for the self-knowledge. Avihi, first Avihi has got the meanings. O self-effulgent Lord. Sambodhana, Avihi. Me, for me. Then that Avi, second Avi will go with Edi. Avi Edi. Means, O Lord, may you become evident to me. Avi Edi means become. Avi means evident. O Lord, may you become evident, revealed to me. Means, please reveal yourself. In Kathopanishad it comes, Yame Vaisha Vrunute Tena Labhyate, Tena Labhyaha. Tame Vaisha Vivrunute Tanum Swam. To that person who has commitment to this Atma, to that person Atma reveals itself as it were. And that is what is said here. Prayer is there. O Lord, please make yourself evident, clear, known, revealed to me. So second part of this Shanti mantra is the prayer for the knowledge of the self. Self-effulgent self. Avihi means effulgent self or effulgent Lord. So Lord, your Lord, please reveal yourself. Second part. Third is the second part continues. We can include in the second itself. Vedasya me ani sthaha. Here we have to supply He Vang Manase. So here sadhaka is addressing his own speech and the mind. And he says, O speech and mind, ani sthaha. May you become the carrier. Bringer. In fact, in English there is a word bringer. We have got the talker. So similarly, sleeper. Similarly, bringer means carrier. May you become the carrier, contributor, carrier of what? Vedasya, of Vedas. May, for me. O mind and speech, may you become the carrier of Vedas for me. Means, may you become conducive for the pursuit of receiving the teaching of Vedas. Because the organ of speech and the mind are very important in receiving the teaching of Vedas. How? In the mind of the teacher, the teaching is there. So from teacher's mind, the teaching is expressed in the form of speech. And speech should be converted into, again, the thoughts in the mind of the disciple. So thoughts of the teacher expressed in the form of speech, again getting converted into the thoughts in the mind of the listener, the Shishya. So thoughts, speech, thought. Like how in a telephone it is there, that sound wave will become the electromagnetic and again it becomes sound wave. So similarly here, the thoughts of the Guru are expressed in the form of words and again they are converted into the form of thoughts and remaining in the, hopefully, remaining in the minds of the disciple. And therefore, the organ of speech and the mind are very important. Therefore, prayer is there. Vedasya Anistha. In our culture, everything is considered to be sentient, lively. So we pray to sun also, we pray to moon. We pray to our own organs, we can pray. Because for us, everything is pervaded by Paramatma, so we can address to anything. We address to the mountain also. We address to the river also. People will say, what is this? Because they said you are addressing to the sun, sun is inert for them. Whereas for us, everything is presided over by the Lord. And therefore, we can address to anyone. And so here, addressing to the Vak and Manaha, it is said, Vedasya Anistha. Then, so that is the second part. The second part is the prayer for knowledge through this teaching of Vedas brought about by Vak and Manaha. That is second part. The third is Shrutam me ma prahasihi. Shrutam, whatever is heard by me, ma prahasihi. Let it not leave me. So, whatever I have heard, let it remain with me. Otherwise, what happens, Swamiji? Yesterday night only we studied, morning I forgot. In Hindi, there was one couplet that ये हिस्ट्री और ज्योग्राफी है बड़ी बेवफा, रात को पढ़े और दिन को सफा. So means the history and geography, he said we study at night and morning it becomes clean. Means nothing is there. So history, geography, in Vedanta also it happens. Swamiji, we are not sure whether we studied this Upanishad, but I have written something, so I must have studied it. People, they want to tell Swamiji, I studied so many Upanishads, but they are not able to even repeat the name, much less the content. Therefore, we require special prayer that may whatever be heard not leave me. Alright. Then, fourth, next one is commitment and values. The prayer for commitment and values. In life, significant things can be achieved only by commitment. Casual approach will not get you great things. And therefore, we require commitment. And here, just now we have prayed, Shrutam me ma prahasihi, means let there be retention of what we have received. And retention will happen when you keep on revising. How do you retain something? By keep on revising. And so revision is prayed for. Commitment to revision. Commitment to keep on reading what we have received. That is said in the next sentence. Anena adhitena ahoratran sandadhami. Anena adhitena. With this what is studied, whatever text I have studied, Upanishad I have studied, Bhagavad Gita I have studied, or Prakarana Grantha, any Viveka Chudamani, anything I have studied, with this Grantha, the text which I have studied, Sandadhami, I connect myself. So, I connect myself with what is studied by me. Anena adhitena sandadhami sanyojayami. I connect myself with what has been studied. Means I keep on revising it. And when should I revise? Once a month? No. Ahoratra means day and night. Day and night means as much as possible. It's an expression. We say he worked day and night. It's not really every person work day and night. In between he goes for eating, etc. So many things he does, taking bath, etc. So many things. Still we say, I work day and night. Day and night means so much we work. So similarly, here prayer is that may I keep on connecting myself with the text I have studied. Day and night. And another way of seeing this sentence is, with this study, may I combine day and night. In Hindi there is an expression, din raat ek kar diya. So, may I connect day and night with my study. Means, let there not be gap between day and night. Continuously may I study. Means, as much as possible may I study. Means, may I have commitment to revision of what I have studied. Alright. And may I have values for speaking the truth. Vyavaharika satyam, paramarthika satyam. That is said in the next one. Ritam vadishyami. I will speak truth. Satyam vadishyami. I will speak truth. So both have the same meaning. Therefore your commentator says one ritam is paramarthika satyam. So whenever the occasion comes, may I be able to express this reality through my words. Means, may I spend time in sharing about this teaching. So, Ritam here means Paramarthika Satyam Vadishyami. I will speak about this ultimate reality. And Satyam Vadishyami. Empirical truth means, may I speak truth. Empirical truth means, whatever has happened, that I speak. Whatever has happened, I did not speak. But whatever I speak is something what has happened. At least in my perception. Therefore, whenever there is a value of speaking truth, it should be understood as Andruta Varjanam is Satya Bhashan. Speak truth means what? Don't tell a lie. What is the difference between speak truth and don't tell a lie? The difference is, the speak truth means whatever truth you know you speak. And don't tell a lie means you speak, whatever you speak is truth. Shastra says whatever truth is there you need not speak. But whatever you speak, make sure it is truth. Achha, what is the difference between the two? Swamiji, it sounds the same thing. Two things are there. One is speak truth. And means what? Whatever truth is there you speak. That is one thing. Another is, whatever you speak, make sure it is truth. The difference is this much. The difference is, whatever truth is there, you need not speak. Some truths, if they are bitter truth, not necessary to speak, don't speak. Somebody is, generally I give this example, my favorite example. Somebody is stinking because he has not taken bath for 2 days. So he is stinking, is a truth, Vyavarika Satyam. That is what Satyam here means, Vyavarika, empirical truth. But you should not go and tell. Shall I tell you one truth? What? You are stinking. Stinking like rotten eggs. So, you need not say. But whatever you speak, make sure it is truth. So all truths need not be spoken. But whatever you speak, make sure it is truth. So sometimes, some people are gullibles. They do not know what is to be spoken, what is not to be spoken. Some secret thing somebody is talking and this person goes and tell other person, I will tell you a truth. Then he tells. It's not a right thing to do. In fact, the people, those who have got very low self-esteem, you should not talk to them very important or confidential facts. Psychologically, they have observed this. Because, what is the reason? The people who have got very low self-esteem, they always struggle to get attention. They struggle to get some sense of importance from others. And therefore, what will happen? If they have known some fact, which is according to him is very important, and he wants to be important. And generally people don't give him importance. Therefore, he has got something. Therefore, he will go and tell others. He is not interested in harming you. He doesn't want to harm you. He has very simple intention. What? He wants some attention. And for getting attention, he may do that. Therefore, they say that people with very low self-esteem, you should be careful. People who have got tendency to draw attention from others, you should not tell confidentially. If it is avoidable, avoid. This by the way. But what I want to say that all truths did not be spoken. But whatever you speak, it should be truth. Therefore, in Shastra, it is said we should have 4 filters of our speech. Anudvega karam vakyam satyam priyam hitam cha yat. That is called Vaktapas. So, our speech should be Anudvega karam, non-hurting, Anudvega karam, Satyam, true, it should be truthful, and Priyam, it should be pleasant to hear, and Hitam, it should be beneficial to the listener or speaker. Mainly this listener. So we should have 4 filters, like the RO plant and all, they will have filters. So similarly here also we should have 4 filters. And I tell you, if you use these 4 filters, then hardly you will speak. Somewhere something will be stuck. Either it is not Satyam or not Priyam or not Hitam or Udvegakaram. Somewhere in some filter it will be stuck. So hardly anything will come. But most of the time our filters are holes. Holes are there. So patak it comes out. Anyway, so Satyam Vadishyami. So here the prayer in this 4th part of this Shanti Patha, the prayer is, may I have life of commitment and values. And all values are represented by Satyam. Alright. Then the 5th part is Rutam Vadishyami. Yes. Then Rutam Vadishyami is that next part. 5th part is Tanmam Avatu. Tad Vaktaram Avatu. The prayer for the protection of the student and the teacher. Tat means that Paramatma Mam Avatu. May he protect me the student. And we have seen how protect. Protect me by giving me Vidya, or protect me in the pursuit of getting Vidya, by removing the obstacles in getting Vidya. So, Tanmam Avatu. Tad Vaktaram Avatu. That Paramatma, may he protect the speaker. The student is praying for the teacher also. Because if the teacher is alright, then only I will get Vidya. So, for my sake also, teacher should be alright. So, I pray for teacher also. Like student has got this value for learning, and therefore what all things required for learning he will bring. Whatever board is required, chalkstick is required, whatever he will bring. Why? I want to learn. No, it is your duty. Teacher said, no, I know nothing. If you want to learn, learn. And therefore the student is even taking care of the teacher's protection also. So he prays. Teacher may not protect because he is already as Dhanam, so he doesn't want. He doesn't care. So he said, oh Lord, for my sake, keep the teacher healthy. So that at least for 1 year or 2 years, whatever my course is, at least that much time. After me, let him have. No, that is not the mind, but let him be protected. So that is the expression of love and respect for the teacher. I respect the teacher, I care for the teacher, and my love, care, respect is expressed in the form of prayer for the teacher. Whomsoever you love, you pray for that person. So you love your teacher, you respect your teacher, therefore you pray for him. Therefore, tad vaktaram avatu. Avatu mam, avatu vaktaram. So, avatu mam, protect. Again, since it is important, it is repeated. Avatu mam, avatu vaktaram, avatu vaktaram. So he is having extra prayer for vaktaram. Vaktaram is the speaker, the teacher. So in this Shanti mantra, first part is the harmony between the speech and thoughts. Second is prayer for the self-knowledge through the bringing of the teaching by the Vak and Manaha. The third part is prayer for the retention. Fourth part. The next part, okay, let me tell. Next part is, let there be commitment for this study of Shastra, and may I have the life of values. So life of values and commitment, that was the next part. And the last part is the prayer for the student and teacher. Alright. So this is the seventh Shanti Patha, the Shanti Patha in Rig Veda. Now the next Shanti Patha. This is also in Rig Veda. Om Bhadranno Api Vataya Manaha. Okay, I think Bhadram Bha is down. Oh, sorry. Om Bhadranno Api Vataya Manaha. So this is a very small prayer. This is also from Rig Veda. Therefore its swara is slightly different. So this mantra is coming in Rig Veda and Yajur Veda also. Mainly it is Rig Veda, but repeated in Yajur Veda. Therefore we have got Yajur Veda swara. But here typical Rig Veda swara is there. Alright. And that prayer is, O Lord, Naha Manaha, our mind, Bhadram Apivataya. Apivataya means lead. May you lead or bring our mind to Bhadram, auspiciousness, Mangalam. O Lord, may you lead our mind to Bhadram, the auspiciousness. And what is auspicious? Auspicious is that which helps me to grow. So first of all, let my mind be led to dharmic vritti. Let my mind be directed to the thoughts of dharma, duties. Later on, let my mind be directed to Paramatma Tattvam, the reality, absolute reality. So my mind, let it be directed to Mangalam. Initially Dharma and later on Paramartha Tattvam, the absolute reality. So prayer, very simple prayer but very beautiful prayer. Let my mind be directed to Bhadram. Because most of the people have this problem. Swamiji, my mind is, I have got so many thoughts, good, not good thoughts, bad thoughts, and I am not able to control my mind. This is a very common problem. Even Arjuna had this problem. Chanchalami mana Krishna pramati balavadradam. So most of the sadhakas have this problem. In fact, in every satsang, this question will be there: how to control the mind? So here prayer is there. There are so many ways to master the mind. One way is offer a prayer to Bhagavan. Oh Lord, please direct my mind to Bhadram, what is good, what is growth promoter. May you lead my mind to that which will promote my inner growth and finally leading to self-knowledge. That is the prayer. So, Bhadranno Apivataya Manaha Shantihi Shanti Shanti. So, this is a very small mantras. So, now the next mantra. Om Bhadran Karne Vishrunuyama Devaha. Bhadram Pashye Makshabhiryajatraha. Sthirairangaistuštuvagum sastanupihi. Vyashema devahitam yadayuhu. Swasti na indro vruddhashravah. Swasti na pusha vishvavedah. Swasti nastarksho arishtanemihi. Swasti no brihaspati'r dadhatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Please chant this. Om Previous one also, please chat. Om Bhadram. This is a general prayer. So far many prayers we studied, we had. Many of them were Vidya specific. The specific prayer in the context of the pursuit of knowledge. But this is a general prayer. It need not be in the classroom situation. But we can interpret in the context of classroom situation. But it can be chanted by anyone. So you go to somebody's house and you have studied some Vedanta, says, chant some prayer. Chant this prayer. Is a general prayer. Let everything be all right, everything be good. So that is a general prayer. Okay. Bhadram, the first part is the prayer for this organs, prayer for the healthy organs and proper utility of the organs. May I have effective, healthy organs and let them be used for right purpose. So let my eyes see and let them see good things. Both. Let them see means let me not have blindness and let me see good things. So that is said here, He Devaha, Sambodhana. O gods, Karne Bihi. Those who know grammar, it is a Chandasa, Karnehi, through the ears. Shrunuyama, first of let us hear. Let us hear through our ears. Badhiryam Mabhut, means let there not be deafness. This is another problem. In deafness what happens? The person is not hearing, he is hard of hearing, but he doesn't admit that he is hard of hearing. And therefore he will be guessing something and give the answer. And one thing I have seen, the people who are hard of hearing, they talk more. You know why? Because they don't have to hear. So they talk more. And they will be talking so loudly. So we pray to Bhagavan, let me have this healthy ears. And with the healthy ears, Bhadram Shrunuyama. Maybe here Bhadram Mangalam. Here commentator says Shruti Smriti Vakyani. May I hear the sentences of Shastra. Not this rock music, etc. May I hear the Shruti Smriti Vakyani. The words of Shastras. Let my ears be used properly. So let my ears be healthy and let my ears listen to healthy things, these growth promoting things, the things which are conducive to the pursuit of moksha. Then second prayer is Yajatraha Sambodhana. Devataha. O gods who are Yajatraha. Yajantam Trayante iti Yajatraha. Those who are protecting the people who are leading the life of dharma. Here Yajatra literally means ritual. The people who are protecting the ritualist. In our tradition, ritual does not mean only what you do, what you offer in the fire. That alone is not the meaning of yajna. Generally when you hear yajna, word yajna, what does come to your mind? Swaha, some fire altar is there, swaha. That also is yajna. But that alone is not yajna. If you are chanting the Vedas, that also is yajna, called Brahma yajna. If you are doing Shraddha Tarpana, that also is yajna. If you are serving your fellow beings, that also is yajna. So yajna means a dedicated action, an action which connects you with the Lord. That is yajna. So yajatraha means the protectors of the people whose life is committed to follow dharmas. Yajatraha, the protectors of righteous people. Bhadram pashyema akshabihi. First of all, akshabihi pashyema. May we see through the eyes. Means may we not have blindness. And Bhadram, may we see. Bhadram means the words of Shastra. And may we see the beauty of the nature. We see the Vigraha of the Lord. So, or we see everything as the Lord. So that is Bhadram Pashyema. May we see this Ishvara everywhere. Which is Swamiji used to use this word. Let us Ishvarize the whole world. Ishvarizing. He used to use this expression. Ishvarizing. Sometimes some acharyas use the divinizing. You make everything divine. A better word is Ishvarizing. So may I see Bhadram, which is Ishvara. Then second prayer is, so this is the first part of the prayer. May my organs be healthy and be used properly. First part. Second part is, may we have complete, meaningful, healthy life. And that is said here, Sthiraihi Angaihi Tanubihi Tuštuvamsaha Yadayuhu Devahitam Tad Vyasheba. Vyasheba means may we spend. May we spend that life. Yat, which is Yat Ayuhu means life. May we spend that life or lifespan, which is Devahitam, which is allotted by the Lord. So whatever lifespan is allotted to us by the Lord, may we spend that we have to supply, Tad Vyashema. May we spend that lifespan which is allotted to us by the Lord. And how do we spend? Because sometimes people live very long, but meaningless life they live. And therefore he said, Tuštuvamsaha. Tuštuvamsaha means glorifying the Lord. Glorifying the Saguna Brahma, glorifying the Nirguna Brahma. Nirguna Brahma as Nirguna Brahma itself is glorification. Appreciating Nirguna Brahma, attributeless Brahman as oneself, that also is glorification. So may we spend our lifespan glorifying you. And how? Tanubihi, with the bodies. What type of bodies? Sthiraihi Angaihi. With the steady limbs, means my tongue also is in control, my hands are in control, my legs are also steady. So may we spend the life allotted by the Lord, praising you, the Lord, with the bodies having steady limbs. Means may we have healthy, complete life. May we not reject life. Some people nowadays say, Swamiji, I don't want to live 100 years. In olden days, we used to bless Shatayur Bhava. Now we cannot give, Swamiji, I don't want to live 100 years. So now before giving blessing, we have to ask, how many years blessing you want? In olden days, we should say Ashtaputravati Bhava, Saptaputravati Bhava. Now we cannot say, Swamiji, you are cursing me or what? Suppose we say, may you have 7 sons or 7 children. No, we have to ask how many children Ashirvada you want. So people have now fear of long life. In South India it is, I think North also it must be there. That when we are talking about someone and that person comes, then we say, you will have long life. That person say, I don't want long life. What to do? That is an unhealthy attitude to life. What is healthy attitude? I am ready to die today. I am ready to live for 100 years. Or whatever, why 100 years? 120 also okay. That is healthy attitude. Don't reject life. And nor we are afraid of death. Both. I am ready to die today. Somebody was telling Swami, you will be here for 2 years. I said, if I am alive, I will be here 2 years. So we are ready. It's not that, I don't want to think about death. That is unhealthy. Death is a fact about this body. All other things may happen, may not happen. You may get married, may not get married. You're not sure. You may have a health issue, may not have health issues. But this is for sure. What? That this death will die. This one, body will die. Body will have death. That is a very inevitable fact. So why do we avoid, why do we have that feeling of avoidance of death? When it comes, it will come. So, healthy attitude is given here. Whatever lifespan is granted by the Lord, may we spend it well. Let me make my life meaningful. So, our life is used for the glorification of the Lord. Praising, appreciating the presence of Lord everywhere. That is the prayer. Very beautiful prayer. So that is the second part. The third part of this prayer is prayer for auspiciousness directed to different devatas. The prayer directed to different devatas for auspiciousness, mangalam. And that is said here, Indraha swasti naha dadhatu. Na doesn't mean no, not here. Na means naha, for us. May Indra, the God, the Lord of all gods, swasti dadhatu. Dadhatu is there afterwards, that we have to bring here. So may the Lord Indra grant us auspiciousness. What is auspiciousness? Whatever helps me to grow and get self-knowledge, that is auspiciousness. Sometimes even pain is auspiciousness. Why? Because sometimes pain helps me to grow. Sometimes I am taking things for granted and pain comes, no? Then you will wake up. Sometimes painful situation becomes an alarm, waking alarm. I learned this from one dentist. One dentist, while the descaling, they do cleaning the teeth, and when they do, it will be painful also. And she told, Swamiji, wherever you are feeling pain, that is the place your brush should have gone. So you did not put the brush there, therefore I have to put this particular device in that instrument. So your painful situation is a teacher sometime. That she told me, wherever this device is going, that is the place your brush should go. So you did not apply, you did not brush it there properly. Therefore, this deposition is there. So in life, many things we have taken for granted, ignored, did not pay attention. That becomes your area of pain. Pay attention. Generally, these wrong things are developed in the darkness of non-attention. And therefore, pay attention. So any painful situation also can become a growing experience. Therefore, we pray to Bhagavan. Bhagavan, whatever is promoting growth, you do it. You should not go to the doctor and say, Doctor, you give me all sweet medicine. You should not say. What should you say? Doctor, whatever cures my problem, that you do it. You should not say, you give me all massage and all this. That only you give. Some cup syrup you give. Hey, your problem is not cup syrup. For your problem, cup syrup is not required. So therefore, prayer is that whatever brings auspiciousness, growth, leading to self-knowledge, may you grant us. So Indraha. What is type of Indra? Vruddhashravaha. Vruddhashrava means one who is well known. Vruddham Shravah Yasya, one who has got well spread fame. It is an adjective for Indra. May Indra with well spread fame grant us auspiciousness. Then Pusha Swastinaha Dadatu. Pusha means the sun, Surya Devata, who is Vishwavedaha, who is knowing everything, all knowing Surya Devata. May he grant us Swasti Mangalam. And Tarkshaha Arishtanemihi Swasti Daha Dadhatu. Tarksha means Garuda, eagle, Garuda Devata. It's called Tarksha. Why? Because he is the Tarksha. I think he Tarksha's son, therefore Tarksha. And Garuda Devata is given the title Arishtanemihi. I think Triksha or Tarksha, I am not sure, but Triksha or Tarksha, therefore is called Tarksha. The son of Triksha or son of Tarksha, therefore is called Tarksha. I am not very sure, therefore I am telling both the options. Tarksha, the final meaning of Tarksha is Garuda Devata. So Garuda Devata, who is Arishtanemihi. Arishta Akuntita Nemihi Yasya. One whose movement is unobstructed. So eagle, Garuda Devata, one whose movement is unobstructed, that Garuda Devata may grant us auspiciousness. And by using the word Arishtanemihi, it is suggested, just as your movement is unobstructed, let my movement also be unobstructed. Traffic clearance all the time, wherever I go, that Arishtanemihi. Then Swasti Naha Brihaspatir Dadatu. May Brihaspati, the god of the organ of speech and the intellect, grant us auspiciousness. Om Shantihi Shantihi Shantihi. So the third part is the prayer for Swasti. Swasti means Mangalam, auspiciousness to different devatas. Now next, the last. I will take few minutes more because today we have to complete. Yo Brahmanam Vidadhati Purvam. Yo Vai Vedagumscha Prahinoti Tasmai. Tagum Hadeva Matma Buddhi Prakasham. Mumukshurvai Sharanamaham Prapadye. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. This can be chanted in one stretch also. Om Yo Brahmanam Vidadhati Purvam Yo Vai Vedagumscha Prahinoti Tasmai. Tagum Hadeva Matma Buddhi Prakasham. Mumukshurvai Sharanamaham Prapadye. That is how we were taught in this chanting class, together or separated? Separate? In one line? No. All right. Okay, please chant whatever you have been taught. You please chant. Okay, I will know. Yo. Yes. This also is Yajurveda, Krishna Yajurveda. It comes in Shvetashvatar Upanishad. This particular Shanti Patha. It's a very beautiful Shanti Patha where this Mumukshu is telling, the main sentence is Aham Mumukshuhu Sharanam Prapadye. I, the seeker of freedom, Mumukshu. Why? Indeed, I who am indeed Mumukshu, not anything else. I am seeker of freedom. Sharanam Prapadye means surrender. Together we have got one English word, one single word we have. I seeker of freedom, surrender. Surrender to whom? Tam, to that. Devam, Lord. To that Lord I surrender. Who is he? Atma Buddhi Prakasham, which is illuminating my buddhi. That Paramatma who is illuminating or illumining my intellect. Atma means one soul. So one who is illumining my intellect, to that Lord I surrender. So the Lord is illumining all the buddhis, remaining as Chaitanya Swarupa, remaining as Sakshi of all. He illumines all. To that Paramatma I surrender. And that Paramatma is glorified here in the first half. Yaha, that Paramatma who, Yaha means who, referring to Paramatma. The Lord who Brahmanam Vidadhati, one who creates Brahmaji, Hiranyagarbha. That is why in Purana you will hear the story from the navel of Vishnu, when lotus comes, and in that lotus Brahmaji comes. So Brahmaji is supposed to be the son of Vishnu. And that is Puranic representation has the basis in this mantras. Yaha Brahmanam Vidadhati Purvam. Purvam means earlier, in the beginning of creation, he creates Brahmaji, Hiranyagarbha. And Yaha Vai Vedan Tasmai Prahinoti. Prahinoti means grants, gives, teaches. Tasmai, to that Brahmaji who was created. So Paramatma creates Brahmaji, and Brahmaji, to that Brahmaji, Tasmai, to that Brahmaji, Vedan Prahinoti. He gives Vedas. Prahinoti means grants, imparts. Vedan. Vai means indeed. So I surrender to that Paramatma who is creating Brahmaji and who is giving Vedas to Brahmaji. And based on the Vedas alone, the creation is done. So Tasmai Vedan Prahinoti. So Bhagavan Vishnu is giving like a contract. Then nowadays what they call it? You give work. Outsourcing. Yes, outsourcing. So that's what Vishnu, he just created Brahmaji and bole aap sabar ho. So he wondered. So that's what. So this is a Puranic way of saying. The idea is that Parama Ishvara is creating this or activating the creative force, and that takes over. And therefore, here it is said, he creates Brahmaji and gives Vedas. And based on Vedas, the creation is done. So Vedasya Prahinoti Tasmai. And then to that Paramatma who is illumining my buddhi, I surrender. So what is the meaning of surrendering to Paramatma? Everybody has got some idea. What is surrendering Paramatma? Puja Swamiji used to say very nicely, dropping my resistance to all facts of my life, that is surrender. I don't resist to what has happened. Whatever has happened, already happened in my life. I don't ask why. It already happened. That is one meaning of surrender. Another meaning of surrender is that I do not insist how things should happen in my life. I am ready to welcome Bhagavan's plan. Means I trust Bhagavan's this nature of being my well-wisher. So whatever happens, I am ready to welcome. And of course I do my duty well. But when I do my duty, whatever be the outcome of my doing duties, I am ready to welcome. Many people have this, Swamiji, I took care of my children and they don't take care of us. You said I did what is to be done. I don't insist that they have to take care of me. I did it because if I had not done, I would have felt guilty. Therefore I did it. So not having insistence for particular situation or particular outcome of my action, and not having resistance to what all has happened, that is surrender. And I trust whatever Bhagavan does, it will be finally for my good. There another thing surrender has got another dimension is whatever I need will be provided. Whatever I need to know will be revealed to me. Whatever I need to know will be revealed to me, and whatever I need will be provided to me. Whatever I want may not be provided, but whatever I need will be provided. This particular Shraddha is surrender. And more surrender you have, more relaxed you will be. Surrendering is the means for relaxation. We have seen the child has surrendered to mother. Therefore, child is relaxed. Mother may be tensed up, but child is relaxed. Why? Child has handed over itself. More surrender you are, more relaxed you are. Then you can spend your energy on study. Otherwise, you will be all the time worried, fighting, resisting. So, surrender to Ishvara. Alright. And another surrender is surrender to Ishvara, who is manifesting in the form of scriptures and the teacher. So, my surrender to the Lord will be expressed in the form of my surrender to the teacher and the scriptures. And surrender to the teacher and scriptures means having the pramanya buddhi, the sense of validity. All those ideas are there in Sharanam Prapadye. So with this 10 Shanti mantras are completed. Now the last one is the additional one, which is the prayer. It is not a part of Vedas. It is a prayer which is given by Shankaracharya ji in the beginning of Brihadaranyaka Bhashya. This comes in the Brihadaranyaka Bhashyam in the first, the starting, this itself, this there. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsharshibhyo Namo Gurubhyah Vamsharshibhyo Namo Gurubhyah Om Shanti 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 Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So here Namaskara, Om Namaha, Om Paramatma, we remember Paramatma, and then Namaha, to whom? Vamsharshibhyaha, all the rishis of the parampara. Vamsha means parampara, the lineage. My salutation to all the rishis, the teachers who belong to the parampara, the lineage. And who are they? Brahmadibhyaha, starting with Brahmaji. And further description of those Vamsharshi, Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyaha. Sampradaya means teaching. Kartrubhya means doer. Doer of the teaching. Means those who are imparting the teaching. Teaching of what? Brahma Vidya, the knowledge of Brahman. So, Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyaha means the teachers of the Brahma Vidya. So, Sampradaya Kartrubhyaha we can translate by one word, the teachers of Brahma Vidya. And Vamsharshibhyaha. And Namo Gurubhyaha. And salutations to my Gurus. My salutation to all the teachers of the Sampradaya and special Namaskara to my Gurus. So with this additional prayer also is completed, and with this our study of Shanti Patha is completed. The message of the, if we put all the Shanti Pathas together is, we pray to Ishvara for the fitness of body, mind, sense complex, so that body, mind, sense complex is fit for knowledge. Second is, we pray for all the qualities, good qualities, the right qualities required for the pursuit of knowledge. And may we have the attitude of surrender to Ishvara. With this, we conclude our session. I took little more time. And tomorrow we'll have a small meditation session. and then we'll conclude. So 7:15 to 7:30 will be meditation, and 7:30 to 8 will have completion, will concluding session. So that we will see tomorrow, and evening we are meeting for satsang. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri